Okay, welcome back. In this fun math video, we are going to look at finding polynomial functions with given zeros. Okay, so what does that actually mean? Well, it means the numbers you see right here are the zeros. Okay, they are what x equals. In order to find a function means we have to work backwards. Okay, so we need to change our zeros back into factors, and then we have to multiply everything together in order to figure out what the actual polynomial should have been. So, the easiest way to start is to start with what we know. First of all, the problem tells you what you need. We need to find a polynomial function with a degree of 3 given these zeros. So I have 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, 0. Means none of them are missing. There's a couple little rules or hints that you can use. Okay. If you have radical zeros, then make sure to use both the plus and negative. So in other words, if you're given just one radical, well, it has a partner. So if you're given the plus, remember the negative exists as well. They go hand in hand. Same goes for if you have an I zero. Then you need to use both plus and minus I. So both of those ideas, they come in partners. Your imaginary has the plus minus and your radicals have plus minus. Now in this case, if you look, I've given you minus a radical and plus a radical, which means both have shown up, so I have them both. But let's just say I'm telling you that you have a degree of 3, but I only give you 2. So say that this 1 plus square root 5 didn't exist. Well, then automatically, because that's a radical, you would know what your missing third 0 was. Okay, so do keep this little hint in mind. So how does this work exactly? Well, if you look at them, what we actually have is we have that x equals negative 4. Then we have that x equals 1 minus the square root of 5. And we have that x equals 1 plus the square root of 5. So we have to work backwards by essentially setting each of these equal to 0. Okay, so you have to set equal to 0, which is the same as you are finding your factors. Okay, so if you think about algebra, we always went down to what was the solution. Well, here we're going to backtrack. So because this is a negative 4, I need to take this 4 and move it across my equal sign, which means I have to add, so the factor becomes x plus 4 equals 0. I have to do the same thing. I have to take both of these, and again I need to move it. So the 1 I have to subtract, and the negative root 5 I have to add, so this becomes x minus 1 plus the square root of 5 equals 0. And the same for my last one. I have to move it over, so this becomes x minus 1 minus the square root of 5 equals 0. So I have to set up, I have my factors. So in order to find my polynomial, so my p of x is going to be x plus 4 times x minus 1 plus the square root of 5 times x minus 1 minus the square root of 5. Woohoo! You can multiply these together however you choose. You have three factors that you have to multiply, so you can choose to do whichever ones you want. Yeah, it's just personal preference. So I have seen students take the binomial in first and then combine the two triples. I've seen students combine the two triples and then take the binomial in. It's going to be the same amount of work either way. Okay. So essentially, again, what you are doing is you are going to multiply or distribute all together. And when you are done, you should end up with x cubed plus 2x squared minus 12x minus 16. So for fun, make sure you multiply this together and double check that this is what you get. If you find any mistakes, please let me know. Okay, but that is what we're talking about in terms of finding a polynomial function based on given zeros. Now the other way you may see a problem like that worded is much like this one here, where first I want a fourth degree. So a fourth degree means I want to have x to the fourth as part of my polynomial. Then I'm telling you that I have zeros of -3, -2, 1, but this 1 is occurring a certain number of times. It occurs twice. And then I'm also telling you that you have a y-intercept. Okay? So, the first thing that we have to do is we have to figure out your factors. And you find your factors again by working backwards. So, because my 0 is negative, it means I have a factor of x plus 3. So again, remember opposite sign. I'm going to have a factor of x plus 2. And then I'm going to have a factor of x minus 1, but that factor occurs twice, so square it. Now the other thing I know is that I have a y-intercept at the point 0, 18. Alright, so first and foremost, I need to use my factors to find p of x. So I know that p of x is going to be x plus 3 times x plus 2 times x minus 1 squared. Again, you're going to multiply them all together in whatever order it is you choose. And once you finish, you're going to come out with the p of x being x to the fourth plus 3x cubed minus a 3x squared minus 7x plus 6. Now, we got a problem. In this polynomial, this is telling me that b is the point 0, 6. However, we need b to be 0, 18. So the question you have to ask yourself is you need to ask, how do I change how do I change 6 into 18? Well, in this case, we have an answer which says if I take my 6 and I multiply it by 3, I get 18 as a result. So what does this mean? This means you need to do 3 times your polynomial. So 3 times my polynomial is going to be 3 times x to the 4th plus 3x cubed minus 3x squared minus that 7x plus 6. So I have to multiply each term by 3 in order to actually find my polynomial. So in this case, my polynomial is going to end up being 3x to the 4th plus 9x cubed minus 9x squared minus a 21x plus 18. Now that everything matches, this is my end result. So what we have to look at is, first of all, I wanted a 4th degree polynomial. So if you look at that, x to the 4th, check. I wanted to use these zeros, which I did. And I need to have an intercept of 18. Check. I've done everything I needed, thus I have my polynomial. Alright, so 2 different ways that you can see finding polynomials using information provided. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, remember to relax, enjoy your math, have fun. In these instances, do be creative. And I will see you next time.